when you were pitching them, I remember being there, and one idea was a little more straight horror. But this idea being a time travel book was the concept was unique, and then it opened up a lot of possibilities. I didn't know where it was going to go, but it was the one that really appealed to me. It was also a little daunting to me because I'd done time travel stuff before. I'd explored it in short stories, and I wrote a full time travel novel. And it's always complicated. Like no matter what you do with a time travel story, you're gonna have a mess on your hands that you're just trying to say, okay, how do I coordinate this mess so that it's not confusing for the readers?
Right.
And then when you and I collaborate, it, a lot of times, no matter what genres we start with, we always bring in other stuff. So there's a feel of mystery or a feel of crime fiction, or the science fiction might have some horror to it or that kind of thing. So I wouldn't exactly call anything that we do cross genre, but you see kind of hints of storytelling style come in from other places.
For this particular one, like I said, I had the idea for the character. I had the idea for the main character, and I wanted him to be mysterious. I didn't want an info dump. I didn't want you to know who he was, what he was doing, or anything. I wanted the action, especially in the beginning of the book, to kind of take hold and introduce the character of the readers to that world. So for me, I mean, every story, it's about the characters. Every story, the plot has to be secondary, because if you have a great plot but flat characters, the reader's not going to be interested. They don't care what happens to these people.
Right.
But even if you have a cliche or a crappy plot, it's the characters they want to read. They want those, they want to find their two characters, for me as a reader, that sit at a table and talk for 15 chapters, and there's no action or anything, but it's just the butting heads or whatever. That always interested me. So I wanted that in this story, but then we're also doing a time travel story. We're also doing an action story. We're also adding other elements to it. So there had to be forward motion physically with the character, and especially getting from place to place and the time periods and everything else. So, like you said, it was a lot. It was a lot to open. I don't think I could have done this book by myself. I had never written a time travel book, or even thought about the implications of science and reality and where things end up. So I think in the beginning I was just kind of I was happy with the way we were moving the character, and it's really one character that we're focused on, with a lot of other characters around him, and we both created a lot of characters coming and going.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's people that you land and they happen to be they're either part of it, they know what's going on, or they're just regular people that you drop in a bar in 1992 before an Orioles game, kind of
Mm-hmm.
thing. So that was interesting for me to create characters that you didn't know, are these characters important to the story? Are these characters just a one shot to give a certain time period some flavor? So as we're writing, and of course we're pantsing the whole thing, we're not really talking about it. There's really no. I think the fun of you and I when we collaborate is there's no really like, let's sit down and do an outline. You don't even go, what's the ending of this?
Right.
Because at that point I don't know the ending. I mean, I
Right.
literally didn't know the ending until we were like, all right, where are we in word count? All right, let me figure out in my head what we're how do you end this? You know, because it's also one of those things where you could literally take this and go, well, let's write a series. We could write 100 books here, because
Mm-hmm.
literally you have millions and millions of days that you could drop this character or these characters. So I wanted to, like we've done in our other collaborations, I wanted to have an ending. There's always an out. There's always a space for a sequel on stuff, but really the reader is satisfied. Okay, here's an ending. And I think that was important as well.